I'm not. It's too hot. Good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock and headphone free for this segment.
Good morning.
Joining us in studio this morning is Krystle Noble with the Roswell Humane Society. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I've been because of the humidity in here, it's making my head sweat. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go naked without the
I'm just so
headphones
used
today.
to you doing this, and I'm like,
And
whoa.
well, I started to do it. It's out
I
of
know, and
habit.
then I was
I'm
like,
grabbing
wait.
it. I'm like,
also,
oh wait.
are they broke?
Yeah, no, they work fine. They're just making my head hot. So
A hot head is not a good head. I'm
no,
telling
you
you
do
right
not
now.
want a hot head, and I kind of au natural, but I don't want to enhance
Oh, natural
that.
with no additions.
Don't want to enhance that any. So, first off, good morning. How are you?
I'm very good. Good morning.
Good deal.
Not liking the heat, but
Yeah, I imagine it's probably not as much fun at the Humane Society either with the dogs and everything because they're probably not big fans of the heat either.
no. And it's hard to keep a metal building cool with swamp coolers.
Yeah. Yeah, so probably lots of water, probably constantly changing the water and keeping the
Humid.
animals as cool as possible in there. Best way to do that is come adopt some.
Get them into a home. Exactly.
That's right. Come take them
Exactly.
home with you. That's that's the goal here. So.
It's easier to get them cooled off in your house than it is in our shelter.
Yeah, you probably especially if you've got refrigerated air and things like that. But yeah, it's just it's and unfortunately it kind of eliminates a lot of the outdoor stuff you can do with the dogs to keep them occupied and things because it's just too hot for their feet and everything to be out there. There's not a lot of grass in that area for dogs to romp around and stuff. It's in the city here, so
no, and even like with our height only being 100 today, and I say only being 100 because we get hot.
it's New Mexico. It's like it's no big deal.
Even the grass, like the ground itself, the dirt is hot. So even when you're walking them on the grass, it's not as hot as like the asphalt, but it's still hot.
But you don't want them hanging out all day on it in the sun-baked grass all day.
No.
Yeah, but so I imagine there not only are you dealing with the heat issues, but probably some stir-crazy issues as well for the dogs because dogs are, even the little ones, like to go around and run. That's what they do.
We have a little Chihuahua there. Her name is Rosie, and she's particular. She's a Chihuahua, so if anybody knows Chihuahuas, they know Chihuahuas are particular.
Yeah, Chihuahuas are a breed of their own.
But she fetches.
That's unusual for a Chihuahua.
She fetches, and her favorite thing is to play fetch. And they make the itty-bitty, teeny tiny tennis balls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they fit in her mouth just barely because she's small. She's about 4 pounds. You show her that ball, and it's a whole different ball game. She's like, oh, she's like a border collie, but shrunk. You throw the ball, she runs, she grabs it, she brings it back, she spits it out at you, and she waits.
Oh, wow.
And then you throw it, and she turns, and she hauls.
Is she a puppy, or is she
She's an adult.
I wonder if she got some training. Because that sounds like a dog that's been trained a bit to... Because usually they'll play fetch, but then they keep it in their mouth and run around and make you chase it. But
nope.
To bring it to you and drop it...
She brings it, drops it. Or sometimes, she plays the hard to get.
Yeah.
But, it's more of like, okay, you're going to throw it again.
Yeah.
You're going to throw it again. Okay. So she's super funny. And she doesn't love you upon meeting. She's got to meet you and like you.
Okay.
You've got to give her the treats. You've got to woo her with food because she's like, oh, you're not feeding me. I don't like
generally typical of a Chihuahua. You kind of got to earn their trust a little bit before they will open up to you.
Once you've earned her trust, you can do anything and everything you want to this dog.
Good deal. Sounds like a fun dog.
She is.
You love little dogs. Sounds like a good one.
Energy. Like, she is a very active dog. You could throw that ball for her for an hour straight, and she still wants to go.
Oh, wow. So how's she with kids?
I would probably say older kids would be better, not younger kids, because, fast movements from strangers,
Spook her.
Like,
Yeah.
But
that's typical Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And typical Chihuahuas, unless they're raised with the kids, they're not particularly
They're not
fond of
family
the kids.
dogs per se all the time, or labeled as a good.
No, they're
for kids.
typically, your single family adult.
This one almost sounds like if you're at home and the couple is having the argument, like the wife wants a little dog and the husband wants a big dog, that because guys look at like man's best friend companion, go hiking, go walking with them, go
What's funny?
play fetch with them and things like that.
Funny? The majority of the men that come through our shelter are looking for little dogs.
Really?
It's the women who look for the big dogs.
For protection?
Just
or just
because
in
they
general?
like big dogs.
Okay. See, I kind of always thought it was the other way around, but whatever that dynamic is, if you have someone that prefers the big dog, and I'm thinking this Chihuahua, because it plays fetch and does that kind of stuff, will appeal
She
to the
loves
person
belly
that
rubs.
loves big dogs, because it sounds like some of the things this dog is into are kind of big dog things.
I'm
And
pretty sure you could teach her to play frisbee.
yeah, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
get like a miniature.
Just get one that's size appropriate.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She'd probably try to carry the big one because she's just overachiever.
Of course, you could put her in it and make her like a sled, like like one of those saucers. You just put her in it and slide down the hill.
Well, we had thrown one of the, because we bring her up in the front office and play with her all the time. We had thrown one of the big tennis balls to see what she would do. She ran and she pinched it and she comes running back with it between her front teeth, holding it, drops it, picks it up, holds it, drops it. So she's an overachiever.
Good deal.
If it's too big, she's still gonna try.
Well, unfortunately, the soft tennis balls and stuff, they're softer, so there's a little bit of give, so that probably helps her. If it was like a hard rubber ball that has no give, she probably couldn't move it.
But
yeah.
the itty bitty little tennis balls that they now make for dogs, those are
So if you
perfect for her.
Yeah. See, I used to love those too with my dog. Problem is she tears them up, and so a dog this size isn't going to do that kind of damage to them.
No, and we
At least
have
not quickly.
Polly, who is the one that we got that was very, very skinny and only 36 pounds, and which is now happily 62 pounds. She is the tennis ball destroyer.
Yeah.
She peels them.
Oh wow,
She
she's got a
peels-
whole method, huh?
Yeah, she peels back, the fuzz that's on it, and then splits it in half, and then she's done with it.
See, my dog, what she used to do is she would work it to get a hole in it and then just rip off about little 1-inch pieces and you just discard them. And by the time she was done in about 10 minutes, it was usually a tennis ball with it and about 20 different little 1-inch pieces.
Yeah. We, Polly's gone through, I can't count how many tennis balls.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
stopped
funny
giving
because
her.
we had the Nyla bones that were donated to us and give her a Nyla bone and she chews on it for a little bit and she flings it around. But she's like, yeah, give me that tennis ball.
Yeah, I think there's a satisfaction in the destruction of said thing that feels like
so.
a mission accomplished. For
I think
them.
so because my boxer can skin a tennis ball in 2.2 seconds and then bring it to you and drop it like next.
And sometimes if you have a chewer dog like that, you have to be careful with
because they will swallow.
Well, and even they'll chew like Sissy. I'd get her pig ears or something that would take a while for her, something that she would chew and not eat. And to be honest, like at the beginning, like what I didn't know about those white bones and things like that, I gave her like 1 year for Christmas. I gave her one of those like 3-foot ones, and she loved it so much she would literally chew it till she was bleeding all over it because of her gums and everything. And that's when I said, all right, we need to stop doing this. This is not. But even like pig ears or something, she would chew it forever to kind of savor it to a point where
and she would make her mouth
bleed because they're so obsessed with chewing and love doing it and doing. Now, I was lucky. She only did that to things we gave her. She didn't do it, to our shoes and what have you. But it's something you do have to kind of monitor because
you have to teach them what is appropriate to chew and what's not appropriate to chew.
Yeah, it's all about training.
Mm-hmm. Like my sister's dogs are trying to eat the outside of her house now.
Yeah.
And they have chew toys, but they're like, oh look, this is neat. Chomp.
Yeah, you gotta train them. This is the thing with any pet, and I mean, cats are they have a mind of their own, but even then requires some of that. But a dog, you that's what being an owner is. You have to invest it as part of the family. That's why. At the end of the day, the Humane Society is so...
We're historical. We've been around from the beginning of the time. So we're the historical Humane Society.
But whatever the Humane Society, that's why they make it so stringent for people to adopt and things. And stringent, I mean by they want to make sure that you have a home that is loving. So if you do adopt a dog, they're going to come and make sure you have a fenced-in yard and shelter and all the things that dog needs to have a good home. And same with your cats. If you adopt a cat, it's an indoor-only cat. Don't forget, any pet that you adopt out of the Humane Society will be spayed or neutered before it goes to your home and will be chipped because that is a City of Roswell ordinance. And even if you live in Chaves County or Eddy County or whatever you live at outside of city limits, if you are adopting from the Humane Society, we still have to go through those because those are the ordinances in this city. And for you to adopt a pet in this city, they have to meet those requirements. So it's you can argue till you're blue in the face with the people, but that's the rule, and they're not going to budge on that.
I prefer you not to argue.
Well, yeah, right.
Because we get enough arguments on a regular basis. But if you have,
but you're going to lose the
questions
argument. It's not going to change.
Why?
Yeah.
The simple reason is because we are a city limits facility.
Mm-hmm.
We operate inside the city limits.
Yep.
So in order for us to keep our business license, we have to comply with city ordinances.
Sure.
And so even if, we're adopting to Maryland, because that contract is signed at our facility in our building, it's got to go by city ordinance.
And let's face it, what they're asking is better for the pet anyway. Spaying and neutering is healthier for the pet. You eliminate a lot of cancers and other things that the pet are more susceptible to when they aren't fixed. And then likewise with the chipping. That's God forbid you lose your animal. That could be the difference between you getting that animal back and you not getting that animal back. And so it's easy. The only catch is you got to, anytime you move, anytime you change the information that's in the chip, you've got to update that. So that's why I don't know exactly what you can and cannot put in that information. Me personally, if I had a dog nowadays, I think I'd just keep it simple and just put my name and my cell phone number, because I haven't changed that number since I've owned a cell phone.
So basically, the microchip information is, it's your name,
mm-hmm.
your phone number, your address.
Okay.
Then there's a backup person.
Okay.
So there's a secondary owner, or
so hopefully
somebody
between
who's
the two of
familiar.
you, it's a good person to get a hold of.
And then also your veterinarian.
Oh, okay.
It updates, like your veterinarian is.
So between the three, odds are you should be
right.
Be able to get a hold of that person. So
right.
If
so
worst comes to worst, the vet would have something on file.
Primary owner, secondary owner, so like you and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be Dr. Walker's
Of course, if you don't
office.
have a regular vet, if you just kind of sporadically go around, it'll be whichever one you put on file. But my wife and I, we've been using the same vet for as long as we've been in Roswell. So
yeah. So
and as far as I know, he has no plans to retire. So
no, I was just there the other day, and he's looking pretty good still. So I think he's got some years to go.
Yeah. So unless he decides to make full-time racer or something like that. Yeah, my vet's he likes to race on the weekends and things like that. So
if he probably would enjoy that a little bit more so, but I think he likes doing the animal business quite a bit.
Too. He's pretty good at it. So.
Yeah.
He's you use whoever you want. I've been using Dr. Walker over at Country Club since I've been in Roswell. They've treated us great. And, the pets we've had over the years, they've taken good care of, and get nothing but good things to say about their service. So
their office staff is very good.
Yeah. So I'm just me personally. If y'all need, I recommend them. That's just me. So
as a Humane Society, we use all the vets.
Yeah. And to be honest, I know, matter of fact, I think one of our cats, no, it was our old cat. There was something going on with her, and Dr. Walker wasn't available or something. So we took her to another one, and they were great too. And the one on what's the one?
Garden?
Yeah, College. Yeah, that one. That's good. They did great too. So, all right, changing subjects.
So
as far as pets,
we
yes.
have pets. Obviously, we have some senior cats right now.
Okay.
They're not quite ready for adoption.
Okay. Still going through their shots and checking out health and all that? Or?
They came from a very poor situation.
Oh, so they're probably malnourished and everything?
Very much so.
Okay.
Two of them are Maine Coons.
Okay.
And one of them is a domestic short-haired tortoiseshell. Okay. She's only about 5 or 6 years old. The other two, 10 to 12 years of age.
Okay.
Working on getting them a lot healthier. And getting them situated because, Maine Coons are hairy cats. Came in extremely matted, some bald spots where mats had sloughed off. So we're working on getting them a lot better.
You said the tortoisel's a short hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that one's probably not as matted and everything.
No, she's only got one spot that she had some mats on because she's a little plump. I think she was the food bowl hog.
Okay.
As to where the other two didn't get much of it.
Okay.
So she's a little plump to where she can't reach back. So
So she needs a diet. The other ones need to be fattened up.
Exactly.
And to get them ready. So.
If you are, interested in a senior cat,
they should become available soon.
They should be coming available soon. They have a recheck at the vet in 3 weeks from yesterday.
Okay.
But
sounds like they need a loving home. So if there's a cat lover out there that could maybe provide a little extra love to these 3 cats, this might, like, if you're looking, like, I know there's always people that love to help pets that are a little, that are harder to adopt. They're, for whatever reason, they're missing a leg or an eye or their fur's not right, because people look at pets and they want the most beautiful thing. But then there's others that aren't the prettiest in the world and had rough, neglected lives, but are beautiful, loving animals. And if you're one of those types that want to help one of these, it sounds like we got 3 cats.
I will tell you, George is the most affectionate male cat you have ever met.
Yeah.
Those
are usually the better cats.
To his kennel, and you don't even have to touch him. You can just look at him, and he's all. I'm like, hi.
Well, I'm guessing because of their scenario, they're probably neglected by the human contact side too. So when they get loving contact, they kind of drink it in.
Their previous owner had the heart of gold, just not the mental capability to provide what they needed.
Gotcha.
She was very affectionate with them. She just didn't have the means to provide for them.
Gotcha.
So
makes sense.
They're very social. Just, needed a little extra groceries and some brushings.
So once they're healthy, they probably going to be like normal cats and do what cats do. Gotcha. Good deal. But sounds like some good loving cats. But if you want to see them right now, go to the Humane Society's website, roswellhumane.org. You'll see not available next to their pictures. That's because they're in quarantine for the very reason we just talked about. So take a look at them and everything. And then by all means, if you're looking and you're like, oh, they're cute, I want them.
It's going to be George, Stacy, and Darla.
Keep tabs. Call the Humane Society. Say, hey, what's the status? How are they doing? I'm kind of interested in meeting them when they're available to be met and things like that. Would you? And they'll be happy to give you that information, talk to you about it.
And we do have a link on our website for you to be able to email us. However, our email is about to change because we're trying to get it situated, and Microsoft Office is not the easiest to deal with.
Yeah.
So there will be a change in the email, but the link will be there. So you just got to click contact us.
Okay.
And then it should forward it on to the new email address.
Okay. Good deal. And of course, you can always call too.
Yes. And then we are starting Tuesday of next week. We are going to have a alteration of our business hours.
Okay.
So it's going to be still the same days open, Tuesday through Saturday.
This for the kennel.
For the kennels, yes. Tuesdays through Saturdays, but instead of 9 to 12 and 1 to 4:30, it's going to be 10 to 12.
Okay.
And then 1 to 4:30.
Okay.
And this is
so open an hour later.
We're going to open an hour later, and this is just to help us so that way we can get the majority of the inside cleaning done and the area not as sopping wet as possible because we don't want anybody to slip and fall. Sure. And with the chemicals we use for cleaning plus the soap and then the bleach mat you have to step in to get into the kennel, it becomes a slip hazard.
Gotcha.
And so we're just trying to eliminate anybody slipping and getting hurt.
Let it dry out and everything before the doors open for the day. So makes sense. So please bear with us on that. So just you sleep in an hour and then come on in a little bit later on, or go online.
We've got
and start plotting and planning, and then
posted on the door.
10 o'clock be there and meet them first in person there.
Now, if we are like during the summer hours, if we are scheduling introductions for, let's say, your dog and one of the dogs here at our kennel, we will schedule it before the 10 o'clock hour just because it's too hot to do it outside after a certain time. So we're still there early in the morning. We're there doing what we have to do. It's just we're
not open to the public yet.
An extra hour just so we can get a little bit more done to be safer for you guys and the pets.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes complete sense. So if you go a little early, hang out and maybe go have breakfast or something and then come back. And
bring us some donuts.
There you go, bring some donuts.
I hear Roswell Donuts has some really good cinnamon rolls.
You can't never go wrong with a caliche, too.
My husband's thing is apple fritters. So.
Yeah.
But for the thrift shop, their hours are going to stay the same. They are 10 to 4:30, and that's Wednesday through Saturday. So we've recently come to a discovery that we have it labeled as thrift store in some places and thrift shop in other places.
Okay.
So when you're applying for grants,
It gets confusing.
it gets very confusing.
Okay.
So the sign that's above the front door at the thrift shop says thrift shop. So we have to refer to everything pertaining to the thrift store
As
now
the thrift shop.
as a thrift shop.
Okay.
Because as it being listed online in any advertisements, when it says store versus shop, they think it's two separate places. So there's two separate thrift stores and a thrift shop. So we have to keep it all labeled as one thrift shop.
Gotcha.
So our thrift shop is thriving.
Good.
We've got a ton of donations that have come in.
Awesome.
And I'm telling you right now, if you're getting ready to go to college and you need some kitchen gadgets,
You got them covered.
they've got them. They've got a brand new air fryer, never used, still in the box.
Oh, wow.
I bought one of them.
I was about to say, you don't have to be going to college to snag this sucker, do you?
No, you don't. I bought one of them because there was multiple donated.
Okay.
And then a smokeless grill was donated.
Nice.
And I was like, what is this? And so I started looking at it and reading up and looking online. And really cool. You can grill inside your house and it does not smoke. It's an electric grill for inside the house.
Okay.
I bought it.
Nice.
But-
Well, you have to tell me how well it works.
I will.
How smokeless
It's
it
got
truly
a
is.
griddle section and a sear section.
Okay. See, I
So-
have or do I still have it? I think I still have it. I had like a Wolfgang Puck jobber that was supposed to be an indoor grill,
Mm-hmm.
and it flipped. So one side was flat skillet, the other side was griddled, and it worked well, but I would not call it smokeless
Yeah,
because
so this has, so it's called a power smokeless grill.
okay, yeah. See, that's got a top. Mine didn't have a top. or
And
nothing,
then
so-
on here,
mine was more like a griddle.
it's got the option to turn the fan off or on. So the fan sucks
Oh,
the
see, I
smoke.
didn't have a fan, so this one's way more advanced than the one I had. Yeah.
So
I think I just paid a lot of money because it had Wolfgang Puck on it. Yeah, that looks way nicer than the one I had.
well, I'm going to be trying it out soon, so I'll let you know.
Let me know here.
But they've got a lot of kitchen stuff, and I mean a lot.
Okay.
So coffee pots, toasters, air fryers.
pots and pans and
pots and
stuff too,
pans,
and
plates.
utensils and things.
They've always got utensils. You can have your own little
So if you
knife throwing contest with somebody.
nice,
Yeah, they got you covered.
So if you're looking just to replace your, like you're saying, you know what, I want to upgrade my or change out my silverware, go see there first. You might get a whole set for pennies on the dollar. It's probably way nicer than you would buy brand new at a store.
And they do have like plate sets and stuff. Like anything that comes in as a set together, they put it together.
Gotcha.
So they price it as one. So they don't sell off individual plates. They
Yeah,
try to
they
sell
want you to buy
set
the
as
collection.
It is.
Yeah, the AP set or whatever it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal.
They've got a ton of jewelry. So if there's somebody out there that likes costume jewelry and then all of that weird gaudy looking stuff, I call
Okay.
it gaudy because to me, I'm not gonna wear it.
Some people
but
are into it, some people aren't. I get it.
They've got you covered. They have an entire display case full, plus more waiting to come out.
Nice.
So
And
jewelry,
it's probably very affordable.
very
Yeah.
very
Like,
affordable.
you walk out there looking like $1 million and pay 20.
Yep.
Love it.
Clothes. That's their number one seller is clothes. That's what they sell the most of and get the most donated as clothing. They've got school stuff coming out, like they saved all the brand new kids clothes
Great.
To put out for school stuff.
And if you're a parent and you're not doing this, I don't know what's wrong with you. You're just giving your money away because
It's too
kids'
expensive.
clothes, it's too expensive. The kids are going to outgrow it or tear it up before you get any kind of real life out of it. Why buy that stuff brand new at a store where you can get probably, and I imagine a lot of the clothes that you have, some probably still have tags on it or been worn once or twice. So these are practically brand new clothing, and instead of you paying full price for it, you're paying a couple bucks for it. And so if your kid does tear it up in a week, no big deal. You paid $2 for it. You didn't pay $20 or $25 for it, you know?
So this is the crazy thing. You know, in the thrift store, they have hanging clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have clothes in a basket. So typically, you know, the clothes that are in the basket are like T-shirts and stuff like that. A kid's T-shirt, 50 cents out of the basket
That's great.
versus $17 at a store.
Mm-hmm.
50
Same
cents,
shirt.
Same shirt.
Yeah.
So,
It really is. I mean,
and pants are typically $2
Yeah.
unless they're marked. You know, if they're a higher quality pants, they do price them differently.
Mm-hmm. But still, it's tons cheaper than if you'd have
is.
bought that same pair of pants brand new.
I bought a pair of brand new Nikes from there in the box for $25. Nikes.
That's great. Yeah, you would have easily turned $70 for them, probably,
if not more.
just because of a swoosh on the side. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they get a lot of stuff brand new, and they try to save the brand new items for typical times of the year, back to school, Christmas, and stuff like that. But even a lot of the stuff that they put out that's brand new kitchen stuff, that stuff we get on a regular basis. I know there was a twin-size bed frame donated that was actually made out of wood. Real wood. Not fake wood. Real wood. I had to carry it in. It was heavy.
It was real wood.
But it was built very nice and sturdy.
Probably last 100 years.
Probably. And you could tell somebody, like, repurposed it, and...
Well, it's real furniture. So you see, young folks...
They don't understand that.
Back in the day, they used to make furniture a lot better quality. Why do you think, like, Amish furniture is so coveted? Because it's built old way, manufacturing. It'll probably outlive you. And that's why you pay more for that stuff.
I used to wonder why my mom kept this, and I called it god-awful looking Chester drawers. I was like, Mom, the thing is ugly as can be. Why do you keep it? Because it was built good.
It was solid wood.
It was solid wood.
You probably hit it with a truck.
Moving that thing, when my mom moved, I was stuck doing it. And empty, it was still outrageously heavy.
And to be honest, that's probably half the reason why it never left in the first place, because no one wanted to move it.
To this day, I still have that dresser.
Yeah, and you'll probably have it, and you'll probably give it to your kids, and it'll probably stay in your family long after you're gone, I'm going to guess.
And I'm telling you, it's made out of real wood.
Yeah.
I went and bought a chest of drawers from Ashley's Furniture. No, never.
It's just, they're built different nowadays.
They are.
It's
presswood, particle board. It's not the same as real wood.
Mm-hmm.
Real wood. You want real furniture. And we get that stuff a lot of antique furniture.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing: if you're kind of a savvy and kind of, you can turn around and buy this stuff like pennies on the dollar at the thrift shop, and then do a little sanding, do a little revarnishing or restaining, and then turn around and sell it for 12 times what you paid for it.
Pretty much.
Like, you could probably go buy, we'll say you spend $50 on a dresser, a solid oak wood, whatever dresser there. You go home, sand it down, stain it, or paint it, or do, just put a minimal work into it. You could probably turn around and sell it for $400.
You probably could sell it for more than that, too.
And I'm just spitballing here. I'm just telling you. Yeah.
There's some people that have been, looking for stuff to repurpose, refinish, and looking online, looking at the do-it-yourself projects for home, like old antique doors. Those things you don't want to get rid of. You want to keep them because you can do a lot of home decor with them.
Sure.
Yes, they're heavy. I've moved a few in my life, but they are solid wood. You can make cool things out of this stuff. And I know there's a lot of people, well, I don't have talent. You don't have to have talent to be able to cut a straight line.
It's pretty simple if you just
easy.
dedicate the time to do some of it. Yeah.
And we get a lot of that stuff. There's a kitchen table and chair set there at the thrift store now. I'm not sure what type of wood it's made out of, but I know it's not light.
Yeah.
You want real stuff. And a lot of people, oh, that's old. You know what? It's still around, too.
Well,
look at it, you know?
And old fashion and all that's reciprocal.
Yeah.
It just is.
The bell bottoms are coming back.
Yeah.
And that's not been around for a long time.
It's true with clothing. It's true with home decor. Anything that's kind of trendy like that, it's reciprocal.
Right.
We're not reinventing the wheel here. Bell bottoms have been around, like you said, forever. But it ebbs and flows. Some, in the 70s, it was huge. 80s, they would have laughed at you. Now you wear them and they're like, all right, it's kind of cool. I kind of dig it. Same kind of, it's the same. And same thing with furniture. To be honest, I think some of that 70s retro-y in some circles is coming back.
I'm telling you right now, please don't bring back shag carpet.
But like the tabletops and things and that weird 60s modern-y, look that was kind of like old and new at the same time.
What I would really like is I would like a kitchen designed like a 60s diner.
Yeah.
Or even a 50s diner. with the bar stools
Yeah.
and the countertop. I would dig that. That would be my go-to. I'd be like, let's do this.
You know what I'd be as far as kitchens go like that? With modern appliances, but if you gave me the Brady Bunch kitchen, remember they had like the grill, the brick grill, and
Oh, yeah.
it was that orange and green colors and all that, but that was a pretty pimped out kitchen they had in Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna and I paid closer attention to it a couple years ago when HGTV or one of these, they basically bought the Brady house in California. It was a house that they used for the exterior shots of the Brady house, and they basically bought that house and made it look like the actual Brady house on the TV show. They took all the rooms and recreated it in that house, and now it's for sale or something. I don't know where it's at now, or what's it at now.
Yeah,
but,
they had the L-shaped island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very sweet kitchen. I mean, yeah, you
There we go.
update it and modernize it, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And they had like that brick like grill thing in there. And
Yeah, and they have the double oven in the wall.
Yeah, telling you, the Brady Bunch kitchen was one of the nicest kitchens ever. You ever look at it? Is as far as the date and stuff, but as far as the conveniences and what it had, because the guy was an architect. If you think about it, Mike Brady was an architect. And he designed that home.
That's right.
And he designed that kitchen for his family, and it's an amazing kitchen. At least that's the story of the Brady Bunch.
I would talk about, we could go back to the Brady Bunch time. Just, I'll just keep leaving the kids out.
maybe modernize the decor for our standards, but as far as a layout goes, I mean, that's spot on. You nailed it. So anyway, we got to wrap this up. As far as any other sales things, we definitely want to make sure we let folks know about.
I know Camille's doing different sales every day.
Okay.
When you walk in, there's a whiteboard when you first come in that's hanging up, and whatever sale of the day they're doing is written on that whiteboard.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hanging clothes, sometimes it's back room. I do know that they've had a plethora of donations, which we cannot be more thankful for.
Yeah.
So she's got to make room.
Gotcha. So come buy stuff.
Yes, please. Come shop.
Now's the time. College, back to school. If you need help with all that, they got you covered.
And I'm a weirdo for this kind of stuff. Those cute little designer trunks that you see at like Hobby Lobby that you open up and like you could store stuff in?
Yeah.
They've got about 10 of those there.
Okay.
Some of them are the older style ones and not the newer
Okay, so they're probably more solid, more actual wood, not particle board and those kind of things.
The locks still work on them and everything.
Gotcha. Very good. Are they big or are they like small, like
There's
on a table?
a couple that are about this big.
Okay.
And then I think the rest are right about this size.
So like floor models.
Yeah.
They're not like on a table.
Like you could throw them at the end of the couch and put some
Gotcha.
blankets in there.
Yeah.
Or it could be
at the end of the bed or whatever to put
slide around and be a foot prop, something. But
perfect. Okay.
If you like those chests that are kind of antique looking, some of them are the older
little
antique
treasure chest looking things. Yeah.
And then some are just the newer model ones, but they've got a bunch of them that are in really good condition.
So if you need some storage, some tasteful storage.
That's
a great way to have it.
Decor.
Again, come on by. The thrift store, thrift shop, and the
thrift shop.
Humane Society are located right next to each other. They're on East McGaffey. Like I said, don't forget new hours for the actual shelter. They're going to open at 10 instead of 9 now. Yes. That's the only really change there.
Yeah, that's all we're changing is just the opening time is 10 a.m.
Yep. And then finally give out the hours for the thrift shop.
Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4.
Very good.
10 to 4:30, sorry.
And don't forget Wednesday is new item day.
Well, you know what? Actually, every day is new item day.
Yeah, now it's because they're so packed.
Every day is new item day. But Wednesday is the first of the new items from the closing of the couple of days. So if you want first
crack at some things, be there 10 a.m. or when they open on Wednesday morning.
A lot of people start lining up about 9:30.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be a little bit before 10. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
We will see you in a couple weeks.
We'll see you in a few.